What is the life expectancy of new bars in Melbourne? Like cafes?
Cafes in Melbourne tends to be about 3 months, 3 to 6 months is the kind of life expectancy. You'll find that in most places you've got enough money in newcomers to take you about 3 to 6 months, and then after that it's really hard to kind of keep people interested.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What is the climate for supply and demand in Melbourne hospitality?
In what aspect? Do you mean products, staff?
Like, if a customer comes in and like a group of customers only want one specific thing, is it more difficult to get more products in for that from level one?
Yeah, it can be. The trick is it's specialisation. So the idea is kind of, if you have a customer who's coming in to buy, I don't know, a cat toy, or just to use this place as an example. The trick is then to kind of do other things that are specific. So that if they're maybe only coming in for one thing, you can kind of get a couple other smaller purchases out of that way as well.
Yeah. Okay. Do successful restaurants rely on advertising, regular clientele, or quality service?
I think all the above. I think the stuff you're always looking for is you're looking for great staff who always know, where that's front of house or back of house, and you're looking for regular clientele because that is going to give you word of mouth, and so a lot of the time you'll find that word of mouth can be better than paid advertising.
Yeah.
Because it's what's the old saying, if you like somewhere you tell 4 out of 10 people, if you hate it you'll tell 10 out of 10. Advertising doesn't guarantee for people that it's actually going to, it'll tell you about it, but it won't necessarily guarantee it's somewhere you want to go. Whereas if you have a friend who goes and they go, this was great and we had a great time, then that will generally put more kind of money in your pocket.
Where do you envision Melbourne's hospitality going in the future?
That's a very good question, actually. I think it will depend on, one, on the market and political climate. I think if we still see things like the current PM cutting weekend rates, then it will depend. That will kind of really play a big favour. What could happen is that you find that you could have a kind of overseas market come in and then kind of buy big parts, but that might not necessarily mean that they're bringing local staff. They might bring in, international staff. So, but where I see it, I don't know. I mean, one thing is that Melbourne already has a lot of existing buildings, so you can't kind of expand. You have to kind of use what it is. So it just depends. I think it will kind of stay similar, but it might just get a little difficult.
A majority of your income from?
This place specifically, we make our majority of our income from 3 aspects. So 1, we make it from people coming in and visiting. 2, we make it from merchandise. And 3, we make it from food and drink.
Yeah, cool. Do you think that the hospitality industry is impacted by the economy?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I feel because of Australia, where you have such a large kind of population of kind of overseas and international travellers and kind of people coming in, a lot of the times you'll find, especially even in my situation, people who can't work because the holiday visas or what have you kind of have a clause that states that if you start a job you can only do it for 6 months. So in Melbourne, for example, there's a lot of people who are kind of working in hospitality who are working for agencies or things. So I think because of that, I think hospitality is one of the biggest parts of the kind of industry of Melbourne.
Yeah. Do you think that the location of bars and restaurants impact your income?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think. Do you mean in this place specifically?
Yeah.
I think not for us because we're a kind of destination. So we could kind of probably move anywhere and people would kind of come and find us. Whereas if you're dealing with somewhere where it's more of a kind of restaurant or a pub or a club, the kind of closer you are to the city or the closer you are to where the people are is always going to be, is always going to be important. It's like that old economic theory of economic man where all shoppers will look for the closest and cheapest price to them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same thing. I think that's still always been true.
Could you explain the pricing process of the items that you sell?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, we kind of, with most of you, generally you get in something from from the distributors that unit will cost $5, for example, and then they'll, depending on what it is, they'll generally give you an RRP, which tends to be under 2.5 or 3 times what it's worth. And you'll find that most places will either go generally a little under or a little over the RRP.
Would you consider your cafe successful? Why or why not?
Sure. I would consider it successful for a couple of reasons. One is we're still going after 3 years.
It's good.
So that I would consider a success. I think anywhere you can keep the door open every day is a success. We hire staff, so that's also a success. We have staff at a massive cost, and being able to afford to have staff and not just running it all family business. I would consider this place a success because we've had a lot of PR and interest. So, for example, we've got, do you know Dr. Chris Brown?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, when he comes back from doing I'm a Celebrity, we're going to run a thing on the living room,
That's cool.
running about the shop. So I would consider that a success. After 3 years, we're still getting
That's
here.
good.
Also, we just had a big move, so we moved from Queen Street down to here, and that was, as you can imagine, that'd be expensive. So being able to afford that and still keep the place open and running after a big move is another success. And also, we kind of started. So we were the first cat cafe in Australia, and now we're popping up in Sydney and Brisbane and Gold Coast and Tasmania and Hobart, etc., etc. So kind of being the first and then not going out of business because everybody else opened up as well is another massive success.
Yeah. Do you think that you will own or help run more bars or restaurants, cafes in the future? And why?
Probably not. Probably not. It is a huge amount of work. Like for example, my day yesterday started I was in work at 7 AM and I got home at 11 PM. That means it's 8 hours and I got home. That isn't really enough time to eat. It isn't enough time to sleep. Working a kind of job like this is a huge responsibility. There's no days off. There's no holidays.
Yeah, it's just work.
It's just work, which is a lot of fun. And it's a great thing to do, but it does mean there's no other kind of other aspects of your life apart from work. So if I was going to do it, it would be on a very kind of backseat, offer help and experience, but I wouldn't be doing the kind of day-to-day, face-to-face stuff.
Yeah. Okay. That's it for the
No
question.
worries.